former White House staffer Kal Penn is here to shove a very Harold and Kumar 3D Christmas into your stocking. Ew! And Gadgetron reviews the internet-enabled TomTom GPS. Find out where there's clogging in traffic, not in your porn. It's not that kind of web-enabled. And then Candace goes to the desert outside Vegas to race dune buggies. And maybe bury a body or two.
I know why you're excited. It's the Attack Weekend Edition. Am I right? I mean, who doesn't love a Weekend Edition of Attack? And what a week did we have to tee up this Weekend Edition. Halloween happened.
Halloween did, well, for some of us. I skipped Halloween.
What?
I straight up skipped it.
For religious reasons?
No.
or?
You know, every year I go through this where I just kind of don't care about a particular holiday. This year it was Halloween. One, because I was playing Uncharted 3.
Well, that is a valid reason.
And then I made an attempt. I went to the store and I bought 2 bags of candy. And then I never opened the door and I ate the bags myself.
That is a very adult Halloween.
It was great.
That's fine.
It was honestly the best time I've ever had.
I occupied a friend's house. I wore a Guy Fawkes mask and I left little notes everywhere, all over his house, like in the dishwasher, the laundry dryer, like in his underwear drawer. Yeah.
That's creepy.
I just left little notes that it was occupied. It's the gift that keeps giving.
That's very nice.
And on the show I was a Terminator, which was kind of cool. Zombie Terminator.
I gotta admit, I kind of regret not dressing up a little bit.
Yeah.
Next year, though, I think I'm gonna be Tila from He-Man and She-Ra.
I thought you meant like Tila Tequila. I was like,
No.
I was gonna be like a circus seal going down the hallway and drinking Jack Daniels. Those were sardines.
I'm gonna be irrelevant this year.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I'm gonna be Tila from He-Man and She-Ra or the Sorceress.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I like
nice.
that one. But that requires work, so I don't know. We'll see.
That happens. You're gonna eat candy and
I'm
play
gonna eat
Uncharted
candy
4.
and play yes, exactly.
We also had a Lilu in the house. You guys remember that? Yeah. My best friend in the whole wide world, Sarah Underwood, was
Rocked
Lilu.
it, I think. Rocked it. If I do say so myself. Fun costume. You know, I will say, like, I felt very closed on the show. Like, it didn't feel weird or anything. But when I got home and watched the show, I was like, holy cow, I'm like naked on TV.
Hey, Sarah.
Yeah.
What is going on in the world?
Well, Kevin, I'll tell you. There's a lot going on in the world.
Okay.
Well, I'll tell you, there was talk of NASA researching tractor beams, video of a creepy walking robot, GarageBand came out for the iPhone, but there was also this little unknown game that got its first trailer. You might have heard of it, GTA 5. Anyway, Rockstar's giving us some details, and I'll have all the dirt and more coming up in the feed right now. Let's just go back to you guys.
Yeah, let me read some words. Weston rode something to raise money for some people.
Yay!
And Ricky Tebow from Bomb Patrol Afghanistan, he was there for that.
Oh, good for him.
So, watch it.
So I'm about to embark on a close to 200-mile ride with the EOD Wounded Warrior Foundation. Am I prepared for it? Probably not. Did I do any training? No. Am I gonna have fun? Hell yeah.
The Wounded EOD Warrior Foundation deals with both the wounded, be that Army, Navy, Air Force, or Marine, and his family, going beyond what the military is capable of doing. Whether that is to help with a stipend or a grant, or to provide some needed care, whatever the family needs.
The EOD Wounded Warrior Foundation's goal was to raise $200,000. However, one of my goals was to survive the almost 200-mile ride without embarrassing myself.
Tebow.
Break down my bike.
First off, it looks like a 1980s 10-speed. He's got the grandma seat back here.
If I didn't have that giant maxi pad on my seat, I wouldn't even feel the wavelength right now.
Objective 1, navigate through traffic and get out of LA. We're at mile marker 50. Not a bad ride. I thought I would be puking by now, but nope. Objective 2, have a little fun for a good cause.
One of the weird traditions that some of the riders have is occasionally they stop for a little tomfoolery, such as this.
This is sunbathing. This is very important. It's vitamin D.
Some of the more advantageous riders have stopped to fuel up with beverages other than water. I commend those athletes. Not me, though. I got to keep on trucking.
Look at your ass picked by a one-legged man.
Little help, guys? Maybe a tow line?
Objective 3, survive the hills.
The Torrey Pines Hill, which is hard. Bottom line, I feel like I want to puke, but there's nothing in me to puke. We're about 20 miles away from the finish line, I think. Right now, I just want a cold beer.
Okay, so we finished the ride, close to 200 miles for the EOD Wounded Warriors Foundation. I think even these guys, you know, are gonna let me in their group. Guys? Ah! That's initiation for you. Gotta love the military.
Hey everyone, I'm Sean Poole, Associate Producer for Attack. Stick around, Around the Net is up next, and it's full of things behaving badly, from cars to panda bears, and even a banana.
Videos this week.
Yeah, here are 3 of our favorites, starting off with a homemade action movie stunt.
Oh! 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 Dude, are you all right? Yeah. Holy, you did a flip, dude.
Sweet, bro.
What is wrong with these people?
I'm bleeding on the inside, brah.
Oh, dude, just a mild concussion. It's not a big deal. I wasn't gonna use my brain for that anyway.
Aww.
I hate people like that. It drives me nuts. I do. It's so stupid. Why would you do that? It's
Because
not
what if
funny.
he would have landed it, man? Think about all the chicks.
It's a good point.
Yeah, right?
It's a good point. Still pretty dumb, but yes, I can see where you're going with that one.
I want to talk about today's number 2 because it features 2 panda bears. Who doesn't love that?
I love pandas.
Hold that thought.
Is he pooping bananas? It looked like he was just pooping straight bananas. It was so yellow.
The pandas do not digest bananas. It's a little known secret. It's just a tracer straight on through.
They're just like these little bananas.
To be fair, the same thing will happen if you keep the Portuguese in captivity.
Oh.
Even for a few minutes.
Oh. I'm just gonna step away from you.
No. Lock the studio doors.
Okay, awkward. And now, a new trailer for a Portuguese horror comedy film
See?
called Oh My God!
Yeah, see? What's the name of the movie?
Banana Mother Effer!
Yeah.
I take it all back.
Likely shot in
You're
captivity.
a genius.
It's campy, it's disgusting, and it's wonderful. Sign me up.
Ew.
What?
That was gross.
That was 10 kinds of awesome. How do you giggle at the panda peeing and crapping on another panda?
Because it's two pandas pooing and peeing on each other. What do you mean?
That's true, I guess. You don't like banana murder? Is that where you draw the line?
I don't know. It just seems. I just don't like gore for gore's sake. You know what I mean?
What has to be integral to the characters and their storyline?
Exactly. Like
That
Attack
banana
of the
had
Killer
motivation.
Tomatoes had such a better storyline.
What was the storyline in Attack
I
of the Killer
don't remember.
Nobody knows. It doesn't matter.
Tomatoes that attack and kill you.
Oh. This one's called Banana.
Speaking Shakespeare.
So I feel like if we're judging off the title,
Yeah, you're right.
we'll agree to disagree. That's fine. Are you sick of your GPS leading you directly into midday traffic jams? March to the beat of a new and smarter drum with the TomTom Go Live 1535M navigation system. The unit boasts a 5-inch touchscreen and Bluetooth for hands-free calling, along with easy destination voice entry to keep distractions to a minimum. And with live traffic updates, the Go Live's IQ routes will immediately provide you with the fastest route available. Make traffic a thing of the past with the TomTom Go Live 1535 for only $250.
The newest member of the TomTom family, the 1535M, comes to us with a 5-inch screen and promises to get us everywhere faster. What did you think of the design, Kevin?
5-inch screen? Not too shabby.
5 inches is fine.
The
It's fine.
girls are going to gossip a little bit. They're not going to ride home. It's a good size. The bezel is textured. It feels nice in the hands. Hopefully, though, you aren't filling up your GPS while you're driving. The screen is bright. Contrast is actually better than a lot of GPS units we've seen. The speaker is loud, which comes in handy, and you can sync up with your phone via Bluetooth. You can use it to talk hands-free.
That's good.
Yep. You can also call points of interest right out from the menu.
All right.
Yeah.
So, how is the interface on this thing?
Ooh, sometimes it's a little bit on the cumbersome side, to be honest. We found that the voice recognition wasn't always that great. We had to repeat addresses multiple times. And the menu screens, while they were nicely laid out, the touchscreen was not totally great. Sometimes you'd have to really give it a couple hard jabs to get anything to happen.
That's 5-inch or not. You don't want to jab it a lot.
Yeah.
The Go Live 1535M connects to TomTom's live service and includes access to apps like Yelp, Twitter, and TripAdvisor. So, was it useful?
Some more than others. Twitter under TomTom. Do you really need that? The answer is no. Stop being a jerk. You really don't need that.
I mean, I'd use it, maybe.
Well, here's the thing. Rather than tweet out like your specific location, like doing a lookup and saying, oh, I'm here at this bar and I'm here at another bar. I really shouldn't be driving anymore. What am I doing? Rather than that, it tweets out like a sort of vague address. Like,
oh, that's useful.
Yeah. Hey, I'm in Los Angeles. Oh, that narrows it down. It's great for the stalkers who still enjoy like a little thrill of the chase.
Well, you want to challenge them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Don't hand me my meal. Let me hunt for it. TripAdvisor also lists everything in order based on proximity and by rating. It'll even read user-generated reviews, which is great when they're trolling a restaurant.
Yeah, that's great.
We found it to be far more useful than the TomTom point of interest search. The thing with point of interest search is that if you say, take me to Target or Sears or any other sad address that you want to get to, it will look up anything in the area that has anything to do remotely with the word you said instead of trying to figure out what that place is.
So you'd be like the Mr. and Mrs. Target's house.
Right, exactly. Like, it sounds like you want to go to a shooting range. No! It'll give you a lot of results, which can be bad and cumbersome if you're trying to navigate it.
Right.
Another great thing, though, this comes with a gas price list. So you just select the grade of gas you need, whatever you want to huff, and it'll immediately tell you the prices in the area around you and on the route you're driving.
I mean, that sounds useful, kind of, if you're my dad.
If you're spending $300 on a GPS device and you're worried about saving 13 cents on gasoline, you deserve to be tweeting from a TomTom. Yes. There it is. Hey!
Okay, so wait, but most importantly, avoiding traffic is what this TomTom's supposed to do particularly well.
Yes.
So how did it fare?
It doesn't tell you when to swerve. We learned that, but it will help you avoid traffic. The TomTom is updated every 2 minutes, which is pretty good. It'll show you where the traffic is along your route, which is nice. It'll tell you how far away the traffic is, how long the delay will be. Perfect for those with high anxiety and road rage. It'll also provide you an alternate route, which is nice. But we got to mention that all these services, they're free for the first year.
Wait,
then
what?
you have to shell out $60 annually if you want to keep avoiding the traffic Jetson
Are
style.
you kidding?
No. It's
Okay.
I think it's on the box.
Lovely.
Yeah.
We should also mention there is a limited edition Top Gear version of this that gives you Top Gear branded startup and shutdown screen.
That's the whole startup, by the way.
Yeah. And Jeremy Clarkson's got a voice to guide you.
Well, this,
Show
okay,
them.
yes,
Show
yeah, here we
them.
go.
It's an extra $20.
Right, we're off. You're relying on me for directions, and I'm relying on you to listen. Do not disappoint me.
He is so hot, he could be
So-
my Grand Duke.
I'll let him know.
Yeah, so
It's adorable the first time. I mean, maybe the second time.
if you're gonna get it, spend the extra $20 for a dashing British man.
You might as well, yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
The TomTom Go Live 1535 AM can tell you exactly where to go for $245 on Amazon.com. At that price, what are we rating it?
We're giving it a 3 out of 5, and here's why. If you're still in the market for a standalone GPS, maybe you don't want to tie up your smartphone with an app that will do essentially the same thing, it's a pretty decent value. When compared to smartphone apps, the price is high, yes, but Bluetooth capabilities are a nice touch, and the live traffic updates and alternate routes, they're the real star of this device. So there you have it, 3 out of 5.
All the news you need to know.
This week we got a first look at the world of Grand Theft Auto 5. Yeah. Now we have a couple of juicy bits on what to expect from the 5th GTA. First, Rockstar has promised a bold new direction in open world freedom, which could mean more interiors to explore or maybe some conversational cues taken from LA Noire. Best of all, they confirmed something everyone has wanted, online multiplayer, which means we can all wreak havoc and commit heinous crimes together. Yay! And we also saw a video that put us one step closer to Skynet. His name? Petman, a headless, two-legged anthropomorphic robot that can walk, squat, and exercise. Sure, it looks a little like an early model of the T-1000, but what's the harm in that? Oh, right, it becoming self-aware and killing us all. That. But if that wasn't enough to give you nightmares, check this out. It is a freaking two-headed snake. Well, a two-headed albino Honduran milk snake, that is. Where was it hatched, you ask? Oh, Florida, of course. The land of raisin-skinned retirees and mutant snakes. I'm Sarah Underwood, and you've just been fed.
Hi, it's Sean again. Still ahead, Candace Bailey heads to Las Vegas to drive dune buggies through the desert. And Cal Penn joins us in the studio to talk Harold and Kumar's Three-Dimensional Christmas. Right after this.
I'll speak for Grace. We don't back losers. I'm sorry, buddy. We just don't. But I'll tell you what I will do. Oh, Grace?
Get your crap together.
Thank you. In the auto world, there's only one way to find out if a car really rocks. You gotta turn it loose on a good old-fashioned racetrack. Don't blink, or you'll miss this pair of high-performance racers. First, we head to Germany, where last month the 2012 Camaro ZL1 ripped up one of Europe's most renowned racetracks, the mythical Nürburgring. Wearing a camouflaged exterior, the Camaro tackled the 13-mile-long ring in a slim 7 minutes and 41 seconds. That's less than 1 second behind Porsche and Lamborghini's fastest lap times. While the ZL1 is still in its testing phase, the auto blogs were abuzz last week with the release of the car's under-the-hood stats. The 6-speed comes equipped with an all-aluminum supercharged V8 engine that cranks out 580 horsepower and 556 pound-feet of torque. And although no official top speed has been announced, gearheads expect it to be sky-high considering the car's performance around the ring. Chevy aims to begin production on the new Camaro soon, with hopes of it hitting showroom floors as early as next spring. And while American cars are tearing up German straightaways, Deutsch automaker Porsche is returning the favor here in the States. The 911 GT3R Hybrid turned a lot of heads in Monterey, California last month at the ModSpace American Le Mans.
Not only did the car record the fastest lap time in the GT class, the hybrid took only 3 pit stops compared to the 5 or more needed by its gas-guzzling competitors. The 911 owes its efficiency to a kinetic energy recovery system that gathers electricity when the driver hits the brakes. The energy is then delivered to the front wheels during acceleration. Alongside a 470 horsepower gas engine, the hybrid system gives the ride an extra 8-second boost of speed with the push of the steering wheel button. Unfortunately for Porsche lovers, only one of the fuel-efficient racers currently exists. But good news! The automaker says it intends to build hybrid versions of all its models within a few short years. From a German speedway to the California coast, these high-speed rides are leaving their mark on the world's top racetracks.
You know what that must mean?
What does it mean?
Time for the tweets of the week! Still no graphic. Pyro to Clown 32 said, I'm driving home from Detroit to Anaheim and stopped at a hotel just so I can watch AOTS.
Good for you, sir.
That is quite a commute.
That is, well, yes. That's also very loyal of him.
Very loyal.
That's very sweet.
Very loyal. I would hate to see the hotel that actually, no hotel actually gets G4.
Hey,
unless it's hourly rate, and do not turn on a black light in that place.
Oh, no.
Because I know how I watch Attack of the Show later.
How do you watch Attack of the Show later? Gotcha. Alrighty, moving on. On Halloween night, Father Fletch, speaking of awkward and creepy, said, sorry kids, can only pass out candy during commercials.
Aww.
Can't stop watching Sarah Underwood on AOTS as Lilu.
Look at that.
You're welcome.
You're the reason children are crying because they got no candy.
I like it.
And G4 TV fans, that sounds like a real account, said, just when I thought Candace couldn't get any more badass, she goes and rides dune buggies in the desert. Epic! What?
Epic! When I go to Vegas, I want excitement. I want to feel that rush of adrenaline. I'm not going to feel it laying by the pool at some fancy schmancy hotel, but I will feel it off the strip when I go completely off-road. Just a few short minutes from the glitz and glamour of the Las Vegas Strip, you can strap yourself into one of these hot rod dune buggies from Sun Buggy Rentals and soar over the desert terrain, leaving everyone in the dust. It's like the Costco of dune buggies. So can you give me some advice on how to drive these things like a pro?
Well, we send out groups of no more than 6 with a professional instructor. And pretty much if you stay in his tracks, you're going to do everything you see done on TV. Pretty much the cars are predominantly American made. We try to buy all American components for them. It costs us about $15,000 to $18,000 to make a car. They're an internal combustion gasoline engine. They range from 670 cc's to 1,000 cc's. The horsepower in these ranges from 30 to 50 horsepower, but going in the sand is not a horsepower thing, it's a torque thing.
Now, am I going to roll over in this thing?
It's hard to do. You either have to be Mario Andretti or Forrest Gump.
Okay, so I'm in the Vegas desert. I'm about to ride this thing. It's really simple. There's a gas pedal, there's a brake pedal, and my seat belt. It's just like a go-kart on steroids. I'm about to go tear this up. Here we go! So we're at the halfway mark. I am burning my ass up right now. I'm having the time of my life. I love the dunes. I love coming over the top. Don't love the rocks so much because it's like... Aw, man! What do I do? I'm stuck! Where do I go? What happened? I got stuck. I thought I could make it up the hill, and clearly I couldn't.
definitely ready for a bath.
Later! Tonight at 11, an all-new Marvel anime X-Men, where the X-Men encounter a deadly member of the Human who uses his data on all the X-Men's mutant abilities against them. I'm sorry, that description must have been poorly translated from Japanese. Anyways, if you want to see some pictures and things, go to g4tv.com/Marvel.
You ever feel like your magical and revolutionary iPhone is lacking a little, well, magic? Revisit the fantasy adventures of yesteryear with Mage Gauntlet, an old-school 16-bit RPG that'll put magical powers at your fingertips. Step into the shoes of Lexi, a young woman who, with the help of the wizard Whitebeard, learns to wield powers with a magical gauntlet. The quest? Help Whitebeard contain Hergoth, an evil entity on the verge of escaping banishment from the Dark Realm. The top-down open world is reminiscent of classic Zelda and challenges the player to explore and master a wide range of weapons and spells to fend off the evil minions that stalk the land. Control Lexi by dragging a finger and wield her powers with a simple tap, or you can maximize your power by holding the attack button. If that doesn't do the trick, open up her book of spells and lay waste to enemies with the help of good old-fashioned magic. With 42 levels, a huge book of spells, and multiple worlds to explore, the hours of gameplay make Mage Gauntlet well worth the $3 price tag.
Hi, it's Sean again. Stick around because coming up, Cal Penn will be here to tell us about Harold and Kumar's transition from the second to the third dimensions for their new Christmas movie.
This Christmas, Jessica, why don't you give yourself a gift?
What gift would that be?
The gift of Harold and Kumar in 3D, of course. And everybody!
Thank you, guys. Thanks, man.
Dude, so good to have you here. I've been a fan
Great
for
to
a
be
while.
here. I'm a fan of the show.
Get out of here.
It's true.
Get out of here.
It's true.
Were you on your way to some late night infomercials and you just got lazy and stumbled
Maybe,
across
but,
the tech?
you know, still. No.
We'll take it. That's how we get all our viewers.
That's how we get our fans for our movie.
Well,
so,
no,
you know.
listen, here's the thing. The Harold and Kumar, I was not expecting you guys to make a run for Christmas Vacation. I was not expecting it to be that movie, and you did.
We did.
And you succeeded, good sir.
Thank you, sir.
I mean,
thank you.
It's not just a Harold and Kumar movie. Like, there's a whole lot going on there.
It is oddly a traditional Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Not the kind that you want to take small children to see.
No. No.
But this is a world, the guys that write these movies, John Hurwitz and Hayden Schlossberg, did such a tremendous job of always bringing heart to the movie. This is a movie that no character doubts the existence of Santa Claus in. So
Right.
Santa exists in this world. And if Santa exists in this world, then anything can happen. And I think that's what goes to all these great liberties with, you know, the
Yeah, anything does happen.
Yes.
See, I wasn't going to spoil
that?
it, but apparently Santa gets shot in the face in your movie.
He does. Somebody saves his life, maybe somebody who has some medical training.
Right.
Which was awesome.
Gets put to use there, which is great.
Exactly.
Now, the medical training is one thing, but let's talk about medical marijuana, because that's where this
Sure.
movie's really at.
Yes.
The first film, correct me if I'm wrong, was like 2004. It was years ago.
Yep.
Has stage weed gotten any better from that time? Like, is it tastier, the fake stuff that you smoke on set?
No, the stuff that you smoke on set is this weird herbal concoction of things that are designed only for the smoke to match, I guess, what real weed smoke would look like. So
There's a smoke designer?
Tastes terrible. There is.
That's awesome. You know, I did the monster on Lost.
And I do this.
And I do the indicas and Kumar.
I think the props should go to our graphics guys, because this one, because this one's in 3D, they really kind of punched it up and it floats out over the audience.
I couldn't tell if it was the man's Chinese smoke coming at me from my friends in the front row, or if it was from the movie. It was
Probably
a true
both.
testament. It was definitely a little column A, column B. Was there actual practical smoke then that you guys were exhaling, or did they just say open your mouths and the smoke guys would have it come out?
It was a little bit of both. I mean, this awful herbal stuff you actually have to, you know, at least ingest a little bit to get that initial thing going. But the majority of it was fake.
That awful herbal stuff sounds far more dangerous than actual marijuana to me. Like, what are they putting in there?
That's probably true. I don't know. I know it's synthetic.
It's asbestos and elf tears.
There are a lot of ingredients, which is usually a red flag.
Yeah, that's probably a bad thing. And then, it's so fascinating. We're going into an election cycle. I had no idea that you were such an integral part of President Obama's
last campaign. Like, he credits you with the presidency.
No.
He did on Twitter.
Yeah.
He shouted you out.
Now, I got a little shout out, but there were thousands of young people that volunteered for his
You got a
campaign.
shout out from Obama on his presidency.
I was very humbled for that shout out, but I'm
You
saying
made it sound like you played a pickup game with him. Like, oh, you got a little shout out in between Ja
I'm
Rule's.
such a terrible basketball player. That's why that didn't happen.
Okay. What did you do for the campaign? How'd you get involved?
I worked on. I actually signed up in 2007. There was a writer's strike here in Hollywood, so we
Mm-hmm.
weren't able to shoot anything on a house. And I went off to Des Moines, Iowa, and knocked on some doors and signed up to volunteer, just like a lot of people did.
Right.
And then when he won, an opportunity presented itself to actually serve in the administration, doing youth outreach and arts outreach, mostly. And so those were the two things I worked on. Shared an office with 5 amazing people in the EEOB at the White House, and worked on stuff that rarely makes kind of the news.
You had like a badge that you could use to swipe and get into the White House?
Yeah.
What was your security level clearance?
Very low. Look, I mean...
What happened at Roswell?
Okay,
just
look.
wink once. If there are bodies in a freezer at Area 51, just give me a little... Claude, I knew it! I knew it!
Now, here's the thing, though.
I knew you had Condor clearance.
Now I have to kill all of you.
Oh.
I know.
It would be an honor to die by
a
your
bummer.
sword, my friend. Are you going to go back to D.C.? How do you think? How's your boy doing, by the way? Because some people totally hope and changed out. We got it. Still have the bumper stickers. Other people are angrily scraping them off. I'm just leaving residue on their pre-eye.
Here's the lesson that I learned was that having the chance to see the president fight really hard behind the scenes. A lot of the stuff that I worked on that I think he's done for young people never got much attention. So increasing financial aid, getting $2,500 in everyone's pocket to go to college, bringing our friends home from Iraq, Don't Ask, Don't Tell repeal. A lot of that stuff affects young people. Sometimes we won't see the results of it for 5 or 10 years.
Sure.
But it's not really the spin of like CNN and Fox and MSNBC. It's more of the reality of what's happening. So I'm very hopeful. I think he's done a lot of good things.
Sounds like a terrorist to me, but that's cool.
He posted his birth certificate. I posted mine.
No, it was a good Photoshop. It really was.
Thank you.
Listen, I had no idea how many hats you wear. It's an honor that to chat with you. You do so much,
Well,
and I'm
thanks,
such a
man.
fan of the work, so I appreciate it, Kyle.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, hope you guys like the movie.
Sincerely, it's a great movie. Now that iOS 5 has been out for a couple of weeks, we're going to show you how to pull off some useful tricks with your recently upgraded iDevice. First, it's time to do away with that old, boring vibration alert we've all been using, because now you can create your own custom vibrations. First of all, you need to enable them. Open up your settings, scroll down to General, and tap that. Now tap Accessibility, and then flip Custom Vibrations from off to on. Now it's time to actually create some new buzzes. Go back out to Settings again, but this time select Sounds. Scroll down and tap on Vibration at the bottom of the list. You can choose from one of the standard vibrations like Heartbeat or Symphony, or create a new vibration by giving it a little tappity-tap-tap in the middle of the screen. Congratulations! You've just made your first unique vibration. Make sure to save your new alert, then pull up your contacts and pick who you want to assign the new alert. Hit Edit and scroll down to Vibration. Tap on the alert of your choice and voila! You're all set. Now the next time your buddy Chris sends you a text, you'll know it's him, and you can ignore it without having to look at the screen. After you've created some fancy new alerts, you'll probably want to set up some text shortcuts that will make typing out full words a thing of the past. To get started, head back into your settings and select General. Then tap on Keyboard, scroll on down to the bottom and select Shortcuts. Here you'll find pre-existing acronyms like OMW or BRB. Add a new shortcut by tapping in the phrase you want it to say and the shortcut you'd like it to be tied to. For example, type in the phrase "be right there" with the shortcut BRT and save it. From now on, every time you type in BRT into your phone and hit space, your iDevice will automatically convert it into the correct phrase. Another clever use for text shortcuts is to use them for quickly inputting things like your email address or other stuff that you find annoying to constantly type in. And finally, you can kiss your cords goodbye thanks to the wonders of Apple's new Wi-Fi syncing. Start off by firing up iTunes on the computer you normally sync with, and then plug in your iDevice. Click on the phone in order to reach its summary screen. Scroll on down to the options and check Sync with this iPhone over Wi-Fi. Disconnect your phone from the computer and go into its settings. From there, click on General and again on iTunes Wi-Fi Sync. From here, you're able to manually sync your device by clicking on Sync Now. If you'd rather not have to dig through menus in order to sync files, you can automatically initiate a sync by plugging your phone into a power source. While it can be a bit of a battery hog, once you have Wi-Fi sync up and running, you'll never want to go back to your old wired lifestyle from before. So go forth and impress your friends with your newly acquired iOS knowledge. And don't worry if they end up rolling their eyes at you. They're probably just jealous.
Hi y'all, it's Sean again. Did you know we had an alpaca in studio this week? Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. We'll show you some behind the scenes alpaca shenanigans right after this.
I've never had one before, so let's... The news? You want me to do the news? Fine.
Coming up on Attack of the Show. Mickey Rourke will be here live with his villainous new role in the action movie, The Immortals. Then, the games of the year are here. We review Modern Warfare 3 and Skyrim on Game Break. Plus, The Wire's Michael Kenneth Williams will be here live with the latest on Boardwalk Empire and Community. Then, Blair Herter heads to SEMA, one of the world's largest auto shows held in Sin City. And John Cho will be here live to trip out about a very Harold and Kumar 3D Christmas. See it starting Monday.
Who wants to go behind the scenes? You want to go behind the scenes? Let's just go behind the scenes! There's a saying in television, you should not work with children or with...
Kevin Pereira?
Oh! Zing-a-doo-zing!
Because I thought...
Always improvising, we are. Yeah, take straight up. Good. And let's see if we can get his feet. There we go. Okay, let's see if we can separate.
What is that?
You're okay, you're okay.
It's like watching Bambi take its first steps.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
Slippery.
That's awesome. Oh, are you okay? Does it hurt?
What? Does it hurt being an alpaca? No way.
Hey,
Super
Janita?
soft. Feel this. Oh yeah, that's right there. Right
This
there.
is.
Yeah.
Can you do someone topless? Totally hot?
Fine, Kevin. Here you go. How's this?
God.
Yeah, creepy. How soft was he, though?
Brian, who was helping
No,
the alpaca?
no, the alpaca.
The alpaca's very soft, very incredibly soft.
He looked adorable.
And to the untrained eye, it might look like Brian Compton was attempting to rape the alpaca. That was not the case. The alpaca had fallen and sprawled out on the ground. Is that not the case?
Yeah, it had fallen and it literally walked on the linoleum and just ate it right there. And we had to pick it up and carry it and put it on a little thing and roll it across. And then we had to lay carpet down to walk it over because it was going to keep slipping on the floor.
At what point did you have to unzip your pants to help this alpaca down? That's what we want to know, because we all knew it was down. It was down when you were done, buddy.
Hey, when it's velvety soft, it's velvety soft.
That or me.
Well, come here. Let's find out.
I cannot wait to shoot you in the face with a crossbow.
It's taken just 3 short years for the comedy sketch group The Midnight Show to be crowned online royalty. Here's how a supergroup of writers, performers, and filmmakers commanded millions of video views and enlisted an army of loyal comedy fans. The story of The Midnight Show begins at LA's Upright Citizens Brigade Theater, where in June of 2008, a handful of sketch and improv comedians were invited to perform their material for talent scouts from Saturday Night Live. While none were selected to join the ranks of SNL that night, a few of the performers, along with some like-minded comedy friends, banded together to launch a live sketch show of their own. With a midnight time slot scheduled for the first Saturday of each month, the newly formed team took the UCB stage with a batch of hilariously twisted sketches. Thus, The Midnight Show was born. From the start, sellout crowds flocked to the performances, thanks in part to the homegrown video sketches sprinkled into each live show. Featuring comedy legends like Fred Willard and Andy Richter, The videos grabbed the attention of Funny or Die, who partnered with the group to release the sketches as Funny or Die exclusives. Then, in early 2009, the group got their first taste of viral success with a pair of spot-on parodies. Slider featured actor Dax Shepard as a baseball player turned crime fighter who uses his sliding techniques to foil criminal plots.
I lost my job.
You're done sliding?
Baby, I'm never gonna be done sliding.
You're done sliding me.
Soon after, the group uploaded the appropriately named Twilight with Cheeseburgers.
I could kill you in a moment. I could destroy you. You don't know how long I've waited for you. My family, we're different than the others of our kind.
At a time when Twilight parodies were a dime a dozen, the Midnight Show's offbeat spoof became an online favorite, appealing to both Twilight fans and haters alike. Both Slider and Twilight with Cheeseburgers gobbled up more than 1 million views each.
Wow!
As the Midnight Show's view numbers grew, so did their media attention. Videos like Wrangler Really Tiny Jean Shorts found their way onto websites like Sports Illustrated and USAToday.com, while Tosh.0 and our very own Attack has given the sketch group some major televised love.
At number 1 today, a video for dog lovers by the Comedy Wizards at the UCB Midnight Show.
Not too shabby, considering that none of the group's videos have cost more than $100 to produce. In fact, a measly $40 was all it took to shoot their biggest video hit to date, Drive Recklessly. Released in September of this year, the gripping PSA shows what can happen when motorists are too careful behind the wheel.
Oh my God, that's Hitler!
Drive Recklessly became an instant smash, racking up 2 million views in just a few days. As for the future, the group says they intend to keep slaying audiences at their monthly UCB shows in Los Angeles. But if you're not one of the lucky few ticket holders, well, fear not. You still have the best seat in the house for the Midnight Show's online comedy brilliance.
Well, that was a weekend edition.
Yes, it was!
Thank yous to Cal Penn, Weston Scott, Candace Bailey, Sarah Underwood, and of course, Miss Jessica Chobot. And thanks to the always fuzzy Brian Compton as well. Good sport.